Hey, welcome back to our series on the art of war. So today we're getting into one of my favorite topics, positioning. Now, this isn't about being the strongest piece on the board. No, it's about setting up the entire board so you just can't lose. It's the art of becoming unbeatable, not through fighting harder, but through thinking smarter.
So let me ask you something. We all hear it, right? Hustle harder, just push through it. But have you ever been in a situation where the harder you push, the more everything seems to push back? You feel like you're spinning your wheels, just getting more and more exhausted, but not actually getting anywhere? What if that feeling isn't a sign that you need more hustle, but a warning that you're caught in a trap?
All right, so let's get right into it. Why does just trying harder so often fail us? Well, the simple truth is that under real pressure, willpower, it just breaks. Frantic effort leads to burnout, not breakthroughs. And, this isn't some new age problem. Ancient thinkers like Seneca were all over this. He saw that constant irritation and frustration weren't signs of strength. They were signs of weakness, of being unprepared. And Sun Tzu paints a brutal picture of this in a military context. Imagine a general so consumed by irritation and impatience that he just throws his soldiers at a fortified town. What happens? A total disaster. He loses a huge chunk of his army, and the town, it's still standing. See, that's not bravery. That's a catastrophic failure of preparation. It's proof that the battle was lost long before it even started. Okay, so if brute force and frustration don't work, what does? Well, this is where Sun Tzu's genius really shines. He offers a totally different way of thinking, one that's all about preparation, not perspiration. The whole idea is to engineer your situation, to set things up so that you're unbeatable before the real challenge even arrives. And this right here, this is the core idea you need to get. Victory is won before the battle begins. Think about that. The master strategist doesn't go into a fight hoping to win. No, they've already arranged everything so that victory is pretty much the only possible outcome. The fight itself, it's just a formality.
So let's put this into plain English for our own lives. What is strategic positioning? It's about consciously designing the systems and environments around you so that success becomes the path of least resistance. It's not about being lazy or passive. It's the exact opposite. It's about being so smart and proactive that you make failure almost impossible.
This really boils down to two completely different ways of facing a challenge: strain versus structure. And what's wild is that most of us, we're taught to rely on strain. But the true masters, in any field you can think of, they don't rely on strain. They rely on structure.
Just look at the difference here. The strain mindset is all about reacting. It's constantly putting out fires, running on fumes, and relying on willpower, which, let's be honest, is a battery that drains pretty fast. But the structure mindset, that's proactive. It's about building systems, preparing ahead of time, and using leverage. A small, intelligent action creates a massive result. Sun Tzu has this incredible image to explain this. He says a well-positioned army is like putting a pound of weight on a scale against a single tiny grain. The outcome is just a foregone conclusion. The advantage is so overwhelming because it was built into the structure of the situation. The point is, it's not supposed to be a fair fight. You're engineering an unfair advantage for yourself. All right, this is all great in theory, but how does it actually look in our day-to-day lives? Let's get super practical and break down how you can use positioning at work, in your relationships, and with your habits. Okay, at work. This isn't about working more hours, it's about working smarter. Think about it, automating those repetitive tasks so mistakes don't even happen. Setting clear boundaries so you're not constantly being pulled in a million directions. You prepare for that big meeting so thoroughly that your points are undeniable. It's about protecting your energy for the deep work, not wasting it on busy work. And what about relationships? This is huge. Positioning here is all about creating emotional stability. It means you've taken the time to figure out your own values, so you know what's actually worth arguing about. It's about communicating your boundaries calmly and clearly before resentment has a chance to build up. You prevent the fire instead of having to fight it. Now for habits. This is where it gets really powerful. This is about making willpower irrelevant. You literally design your environment for success. You lay out your gym clothes the night before. You sign up and pay for the class so you have to go. You make it harder to do the bad thing and easier to do the good thing. You're rigging the game in your own favor. Okay, so you're probably thinking, this sounds great, but where do I even start?
Perfect. Let's do a little exercise right now. This is a super simple checklist you can use today to start building your own unbeatable position.
It's just 3 quick steps. First, assess your terrain. Just pick one area of your life right now where you feel constantly drained or under pressure. Got it? Okay, second, find the weak point. In that area, what's one predictable problem that just keeps popping up over and over again? And finally, third, build one defense. What's one tiny structural change, a rule, a system, an automated reminder that you could put in place to make that problem less likely to happen again?
So let's wrap this all up with the big idea. Society loves to glorify the struggle, the hard-fought battle, but Sun Tzu says that's not the goal. The highest excellence isn't winning a tough fight, it's winning with ease. It's being so well-positioned, so prepared, that your success looks almost effortless to the outside world because you did all the hard work way ahead of time. In our next episode, we're going to build directly on this idea with Sun Tzu's concept of energy. We'll talk about how to build and release momentum like a massive burst of water from a dam, achieving huge impact with very little effort. It's the perfect next step after getting your positioning right. Make sure you check out the Full Art of War playlist on the channel. Thanks so much for watching.